your ex-girlfriend's roommate.
Your ex?
Is this a hypothetical or?
Sure, let's call it a hypothetical.
Can't be done, huh?
The switch?
The switch.
Can't be done.
When I would go to Madison, I would either stay with who's in a frat, or I would stay with her because we were still really friendly.
I wonder.
Do you realize in the entire history of Western civilization, no one has successfully accomplished the roommate switch?
You know, one thing leads to another. You start talking with a roommate, and next thing you know, you're dating the roommate.
How was your ex about this?
I think she was weirded out at first.
Yeah.
No, we can't do it. Who are we kidding? It's impossible. It's true. You can't do the switch. Nobody can do the switch.
Just so you know, Gabe, nobody else is getting away with that.
Yeah.
Nobody else.
Only Gabe.
It was a stupid idea to begin with. Let's face it. I'm stuck with the non-laugher, and that's that.
This is Jen, Gabe, and Chewy, broadcasting live from the Gruber Law Office's One Call That's All studios at the Avenue with Gabe Neitzel and Mark Chamorro. Here's Jen Latta.
Running her mouth, she wants to ride it, she's trying to hide it. I'm cool as ever, she's too excited. Her man look like he wanna fight. He ain't doing nothing but running his mouth. Talk about it, we all about it. They making plans, we sit and count. Our chairs stacked just like a mountain. You heard about it, she running her mouth. She wants to ride it, she's trying to hide it. I'm cool as ever, she's too excited. Her man look like he wanna fight. He ain't doing nothing but running his mouth.
There are some things I haven't thought about in years. Like, hasn't entered my sphere, my world in years. And I was thinking about this because yesterday you said 2 words to me, Gabe, in text form.
Okay.
That I haven't thought about, heard about, considered in years. Pink eye. When's the last time you thought, before yesterday, when's the last time you thought about pink eye?
In fairness, I would say maybe 3 weeks ago.
What?
Because my buddy's child had pink eye.
Okay. I mean, I have children.
Yes.
And I haven't thought about pink eye. And there's other things you worry about in the school system, hand, foot, and mouth. Just that constant lice. We haven't had a lice hit in a long time.
Chewy is living in constant fear of lice. Constant.
Rent-free in his brain.
Is there a traumatic story in your childhood,
Yes, I
big
told
guy?
you. Me and Frank Frank Winters, number 52 in your program, number 1 in your heart.
Every time.
We used to go to Cost Cutters when we played.
Yeah.
Because we were cheap.
Yeah.
And we went in there, put our names in, and there was this probably 8-year-old kid getting his hair cut before us. So he leaves, and I forget who was up next, me or Frank. And the lady takes out this spray bottle and just starts dousing the chair. And we go, do you do that after every haircut? We've never seen that before. Like, oh, no, he had lice. And we're like, I'm out!
Yeah.
Good to know ya.
When you were a kid, did you have lice?
No.
Just that one time, that one thought of potentially getting lice at Cost Cutters has scarred you for life.
Hold on. But with 5 kids, the school would always send out warnings that a kid in the class had lice. And it's actually better to not wash your hair than to wash your hair to prevent lice.
Lice prefer clean hair.
Thank you, Josh.
Chaser had lice
could hit
once.
the button, but that was good enough.
And it was dreadful. It's dreadful.
Yeah, I
lice
had lice
is dreadful.
once.
But not lice. Pink eye.
Oh, can I ask? People turn your radios down or whatever.
I might turn you down.
Yeah. What are you gonna say? Please? No.
What's the difference between
No. I
crabs and lice?
knew it. No, I knew it. I knew that's where he was going. God dang it.
What's the difference?
I don't know.
You have a laptop.
Yeah.
To say the transmission, most likely.
But it's the same thing? I mean, the easy fix,
No, don't act
Jen,
like
the
we know
easy
these
fix
things. I don't
is
know
to
this.
just shave everything.
I don't know the answer to this. I'm going to mute you. You've been muted. This is like around the horn. Let's mute him for 30
I
seconds.
think a lot of listeners have the same exact question.
Can we get to the pink eye?
Yep. What's the first thing that comes to your mind when you hear pink eye?
Well, now.
Brad Nortman.
Someone doesn't wipe well.
Correct. You're not wiping properly. Because that's where you get pink eye.
See,
That's where you get it.
I wanted to stay away from that part of it. I know,
You can't talk about one without the other.
I know.
How contagious is it, too? I don't think it's real good.
Yeah.
Very
Oh, yeah. If you have multiple kids and one kid has it, it's getting spread.
So, which brings me to my next point, the next layer of this. So, Brad Nortman, for those who didn't hear this yesterday on KBN in the afternoon, came to work yesterday wearing sunglasses. What does he think he is, Ray Charles? And one of our bosses, Brian D., told him to go home once he revealed that he was wearing the sunglasses because he had pink eye. Brad Nortman sits right there in that chair, Gabe. Sits right where you're sitting.
Yep.
Are you concerned at all that the pink eye jumped from his eye to the microphone that you are now 3 inches from?
Yeah. So he didn't sit here yesterday because they sent him home before that. But it'd be the day before. Like when they told the story yesterday on KBN, like Ben noticed something in his eye the day before. So I'm like, if I'm going to get it, I'm screwed. Because if he had it on Wednesday,
too late.
I sat here yesterday unbeknownst to all this information. So, yes, I am now at risk because Brad Nortman thought he was being selfless and a hero. In actuality, was being selfish and showed up for work with pink eye.
Can you Lysol that sucker? Can you
I mean, I don't think pink eye just lives in perpetuity on that surface.
Does it? I don't know.
But I would assume
the COVID thing has messed me up. I don't know how long stuff exists on surfaces. I don't know what kills stuff. I don't know how resilient things are.
Bleach kills everything.
Well,
Yeah, but
get some bleach.
isn't pink eye worth 3 days off? Or no?
Well,
Silence. Like you're
no,
gonna
it's
get
not
pink eye, but you get 3 days off. I think you have to at least consider it
consider what? Giving yourself pink eye?
to get 3 days
so
off.
you can get 3 days off. But here's the thing,
I know you look like a goblin. That's a trade-off.
But Chewy, for us, Brad still did his show yesterday. For us and what we do, you're not here in the Gruber Law Office's One Call That's All studios. We have become, because of COVID, more mobile, more remote. We can do things more in different places. So if you had pink eye, guess what? You're not getting off work, pal.
You don't think so?
No.
I mean, people don't want to look at that on screen.
You're far enough away. Throw some sunglasses on. You're fine.
We have breaking news.
We need to unionize.
JohnHopkins.org. The virus can survive on surfaces for up to 2 weeks.
Oh, Gabe, you're screwed, Gabe. Gabe, go get some sunglasses.
Do we have
Gabe.
do we have any disinfectant anywhere?
It's too late.
There's some Listerine in the bathroom. I bet if you sprinkle that stuff like holy water.
Take one of Jen's toothbrushes.
Exactly.
Scrub that microphone down. Gabe, it's done.
How have we not already done this?
I asked. I don't know. It might have happened. No,
I can't believe in good faith,
0%
in good faith, you can actually say that out loud. How?
Gabe's going to be all through the show like, I feel something in my eye.
Gabe is headed to Las Vegas on Sunday.
You know what? Chewy's right. I'm going home.
Why don't you go sit over there?
Nothing's safe. Jen, you stay here. You brave it out. I'm going home. That's it. I'm out.
Exactly. This is like when we were trying to work our angle to get the 1 day a week off. Joshy, you do the show. It's a privilege.
Oh, just me and Chewy?
Yeah,
We'll
exactly.
sit back here.
And an honor. So pink eye is something I haven't thought about in years, but yesterday you guys sent it out in the text chain saying that Brad Nortman had pink eye, and now Gabe should be at least conscious of the connection that he sits there and you sit there, and Joshy just rolled the breaking news open and sounder and told us that it can live for 2 weeks. So I think you need to go get something.
I'm gonna start looking
All
up
right, Joshy,
everywhere.
something,
I can't.
Joshy.
I can't.
Joshy.
It's freaking you out, right? It's freaking him out. Exactly. If he wasn't going to Vegas on Sunday, you'd probably I'll risk it, biscuit. But if you're leaving for Vegas, and he already came in with senioritis, by the way. Chew, didn't you say you were talking to him on the phone?
Out.
And he was like,
done on Wednesday.
I don't really want to be here. I would rather be in Vegas golfing. And folks are weighing in, giving us information on crabs. Chew.
Thank you.
I'm going to have to read these before I say them out loud, though, so give me a minute. What did you find? Some wipies?
Joshy.
Yes.
massive herpes
Can you
cold
zoom in
sore
on
or
him as he's
pink eye?
cleaning that microphone? There we go. Get in there with that camera.
What would Jen? What would you choose? A massive cold sore to go to Vegas, herpes or pink eye?
It feels like the pink eye, at least you can cover with the sunglasses.
I totally agree.
But if he's going to be around other people, Gabe would never do that. Gabe would not ever risk infecting others with the pink eye. The only way he's passing on the cold sore is if he's making out with his golf buddies.
Yeah, but that's a bad
Things
look.
get crazy on the course.
What happens in Vegas stays in Vegas and whatnot. Look at him cleaning over there like a Mary maid.
Gabe, it's too late. It's been there for
He can't
2
hear you,
weeks.
Chew, but I think it's too late, especially since Wednesday was the first sign.
Shut your mouth when you're talking to me.
Would you
Did we
still
lose
go?
our cleaning
Would you
crew?
still go? Like if tomorrow your eye started itching, got a little, you wouldn't.
No, well, because I'm not going to be able to see. I mean, who knows how long it takes me to get whatever the drops, so it doesn't become So once you get the drops, I think you're still contagious for 24 to 48 hours. I don't want to be that person that sits next to somebody on an airplane, and no, I couldn't do that.
Yeah,
I sit out.
Good guy threesome, Gabe. Won't get on an airplane with pink eye. What if you went and got the drops today? Is there any chance that you could say, hey, I'm pretty sure I was in close proximity to somebody who had pink eye. Can I get some drops as a preventative measure?
Do they do that?
I don't know. I'm just throwing it out
I
there.
don't think they just dole out antibiotics.
I'm just saying.
In a maybe so case.
If you got a guy.
Do you have a guy? Chewy's always
Yeah, I
got
do
a guy.
have a guy.
Yeah. You can get anything. Amoxicillin. I got some penicillin. I got some.
So Gabe is right.
Viagra.
24 hours after starting antibiotics is when you are no longer contagious.
I will say this. This is why I don't let my kids touch my face. No, that's not true. It's because I'm vain. But
But it sounds good if I put it that way.
I'm glad you said it. None of us wanted to.
But it does. It is an added benefit. I don't want my kids coming home from school, whatever they've been touching, grimy tables, all the things, and then sticking their hands in my face. And my theory is I don't want my face to break out, right? I take very measured care of my skin. The last thing I want is the germies all over my face. But this is a benefit. If they're bringing pink eye home or something that would, have that effect, I feel like that's a good thing too.
I think the whole contagious thing is garbage. Because if someone had it, like Nortman has it, then if it was uber contagious, everyone in the office would have it. So you can't call it
Not
uber
really how-
contagious.
It's you have to have come in contact with something he touched and transferred onto.
Yeah.
That's
So it's a matter of
it's germ theory.
Yeah, touching his
Alexander
eye,
Fleming.
touching something else, you touching that, you touching your eye.
Why do I
that
feel
sort
like
of
Aaron
thing.
Rodgers was talking about germ theory the other day? Was that on that
I
list
did
of
see
things
that on there.
is that on that list of things that he was talking
Probably.
about on that podcast? Lots of folks weighing in with their reactions already this morning. David saying Gabe and Brad Nortman are now mortal pink eye enemies.
Oh, 100. I used to like Brad. I mean, Brad, one of our newer teammates here on ESPN Milwaukee, really liked the job he was doing in the afternoons, and now, again, I have been looking forward to this trip, doing it every year, and if I end up missing this trip because of him, we're gonna have to do something.
What?
We're coming up with something
Fight?
for repercussions.
Fight? Like
No,
a brawl?
germ warfare. Germ warfare.
What's that?
I don't know, but we're gonna figure it out.
Sounds like a federal offense.
What is that? It's not a bio. What is the biochem? What is it? Where you?
Biochemical warfare.
That's what I was
Yes.
thinking of.
Illegal. Geneva Convention. There is a convention for it.
Josh, you killing the Jeopardy category over here. Good Lord. Let's see. You can get pink eye drops and you don't need a prescription. That from Clint in Lancaster.
Yeah,
Will
go
you
get
go
some.
to Walgreens today, see if you can get some pink eye
Well,
drops
but
just in case?
But you have to contact your doctor because
he
the
said
doctor,
you don't need a prescription.
So what? They just have pink eye drops in Walgreens?
I think there's what he's trying to say is there's some sort of preventative or some sort of helping that isn't quite antibiotics.
Okay.
So if I were you, I would just go
Absolutely.
just start popping them. Who
Do
cares?
not take that chance. Figure out what it is and just start taking care of that. What do you mean?
Well, it's like my wife. You know, she takes Airborne like 12 hours before the flight. I'm like, Airborne's not going to work. You got to take Airborne like 10 days before the flight.
Well, that's why I take my immunity shots every day. Not shot like a shot in the arm, but shot like a shot. You know, the drinks. You see me do the drinks every day.
What's an immunity drink?
It's a shot.
She's got, what do you have, that turmeric?
Yeah, it's ginger,
and
lemon.
What are you trying to prevent colds?
Yeah, it boosts your immunity. Yeah, all of the things. Again, when you have 3 kids in school, they're bringing everything home.
I remember those days.
Yeah, so I take an immunity shot every day because I can't afford to be sidelined.
Yeah.
With pink eye or whatever. Clint saying, hey, just don't touch your face and keep your hands clean. Yes, we agree that those are the preventative measures that everyone should be taking to avoid pink eye. You know what I have to rethink, Joshy? My road trip. My road trip partners.
Yeah.
I listed yesterday Brad Nortman as one of my top 3 road trip partners. You know where you're definitely getting pink eye? In the confines of a car from New York to LA.
Everyone says the don't touch your face thing. And then I got pink eye once, and you realize how much you do touch your eye without even thinking about it because you have an itch, something gets in it, and the next thing you know, like, well, I probably shouldn't be doing that. So, yeah, it's easier said than done.
Let's keep an eye, wink, wink, on each other throughout the show and see if anybody touches their face. Just like you were saying, the habit that you don't even realize you're doing.
Yeah, it's like a thing you don't even. It's like breathing. You just do it.
Like my right eye has already started to water.
Look, you already lost the bet, Chewy.
Well, if we had Chewy's whiteboard, we could mark down Chewy 1.
You're out. This is like the Seinfeld bet. You have to come and drop your money on the table.
Kind of like Kramer. Makes sense.
All right, Gabe, we're going to be crossing our fingers and saying some prayers for you. T's and P's for Gabe. Hopefully he doesn't get pink eye from that microphone that Brad Nortman sat near 2 days ago.
I'm hoping the microphone condom protects me and save me in the end.
Speaking of crabs, Jen, you never read what the difference is there.
Yeah, I was going to read it offline. It's lengthy.
Okay.
The person went to great lengths to give us...
They're just different forms of lice. That's it. It's as easy as that.
Oh, really?
Yeah, one's... They're just different. But they're both lice.
They're different, but they're similar.
Same, but different.
We got to get to Jason Wilde. I'm sure he has no interest in talking about this. I'm sure our loyal listeners would love for us to pivot to the Green Bay Packers. So we will do that with Jason Wilde right after this on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
You've probably heard about employee stock ownership plans before, but what separates Fifth Third Bank from others when it comes to these plans? A succession plan that benefits business owners and employees from full and partial sales, second stage transactions, repurpose obligation financing, and seller note refinancing. ESOPs can offer tax advantages, increased liquidity, employee incentives, and overall diversification of net worth to help your company plan for the future. Fifth Third Bank National Association, custom solutions built around your goals. Member FDIC.
Never miss out on a second of the show. Find Jen, Gabe, and Chewy on Spotify, Apple, or wherever you get your podcasts with Wisconsin On Demand. Sponsored by Celsius Essential Energy Drink.
Everything's still looking great out on the roads. Nothing major to slow us down. We got full freeway speeds and light volume as well. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast today. Rainy, breezy, a high of 43 tonight. Rain ending with a mix to the north of Milwaukee. Breezy, a low of 34. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga, 94.5 ESPN.
Weather is brought to you by Good Health Saunas. Get your in-home infrared sauna today. Great for post-workout detoxing, skin rejuvenation, back relief, and flexibility. Plus, more energy from better sleep. GoodHealthSaunas.com.
Do you worry about how much someone drinks?
Do you feel neglected or unloved? If you answered yes to any of these questions, you are not alone.
Al-Anon and Alateen can help. Call 1-866-200-0223 or visit alanon.org/help.
It's Fish Fry Friday. Homer's joined by Chris Leffler of Leff's Lucky Town to talk about their fish fry.
Leff's Lucky Town, you've been there 100 years. How did the fish fry start there, and how has it developed? Because you never keep things the same.
Leff's Lucky Town, we've been on State Street in Wauwatosa since 1994, 30 years now. And we've evolved our fish fry from pretty much doing fish sticks in a small kitchen off the side of our bar to evolved into our kitchen that we have today, which is extensive and from scratch kitchen, and we batter and bread our own fish now, and it's delicious.
Is the world of fish changed that you've had to adjust to what's available for you to provide for your customers?
Inventory has been a terrible challenge over the last few years, but now it's much better, and we're offering cod, perch, and for Lent, walleye from Canada.
Leff's Lucky Town on State Street in Tosa. Head there today for their fish fry and try their infamous Spud Muffin. Leffs.com.
It's a mystery where Old Spice finds its amazing scents like Himalayan sea salt, but I'm thrilled they have because no other body wash exfoliates and moisturizes 24/7 like Old Spice Gentleman's Himalayan sea salt body wash. Now, if only there was a mountain range separating the Indian subcontinent from the Tibetan plateau where I could hide my Old Spice and keep my family from stealing it, my impossibly smooth skin will finally be safe.
Are you over 30 and putting off life insurance? It's time to get a quick quote from Ethos, a better, easier way to get term life insurance, all online with no medical exam. Answer a few health questions and you could be approved for up to $2 million. Isn't it worth 10 minutes to help protect your family's financial security? Ethos, up to $2 million in coverage with no medical exam. Some policies as low as $1 a day. Answer a few health questions and get your free quote at checkethos.com. That's checkethos.com.
The Bucks Bar Network, presented by Michelob Ultra and Valley Sports Wisconsin, boasts the best spots to cheer on the Deer when you're not at Pfizer Forum. With official Bucks Bar Network locations throughout the entire state, you can catch every single game. Pair the edge of your seat action, freakish plays, and championship caliber Bucks basketball with a Michelob Ultra. Visit bucks.com/bars to find the Bucks Bar Network location near you.
Ready, down, put. All Packers, all the time.
He has come light years in the last 2 months, and people should be over the moon excited about that.
Okay, most of the time.
Almonds specifically or all nuts?
Well, these nuts, those nuts, whatever nuts work.
It's Jason Wilde on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy. Brought to you by Boucher Automotive. With 16 different new car brands and over 35 pre-owned brands to choose from. Boucher Automotive. We are driven by you.
Always great to check in with our friend and teammate Jason Wilde. Good morning, Jason. How you doing today?
Always great, even if I come to work with pink eye like Brad Nortman.
Well, but you would never do that. You're in the Gabe camp of thinking of others.
True.
Yeah.
I think Brad is a very thoughtful guy.
We also agree. We agree.
In judgment.
Yes. Well, okay. Well, but here's the thing, Jason. When you're the new guy, you've got to set a high standard. He's still the new guy. And now he decided to come to work and, put everybody else at risk. That's a huge mark against him, and it's going to take him some time to now overcome this. Yes, in time we'll see if it was just a temporary lapse of judgment or if it's a larger character flaw. He doesn't have enough built up.
You're right, and it's like when you came to work with strep throats in your first year at GKB when you were 7 years old.
Or when Tausch tried to show up to work.
Oh, yeah, couldn't talk.
That's still one of my favorite drops of him saying, I feel
fantastic.
It's the worst thing you've ever heard.
I definitely texted someone on the drive home and was like, why is Tausch on the air right now? What is happening here? Meanwhile, we got Chewy over here who said that pink eye is worth it if you get 3 days off of work, which got us thinking, Jason, what sports could you play with pink eye? So Gabe, go ahead and give him your line of thinking.
Well, so I start immediately thinking of individual sports, right? So sure. Tennis, I don't know if you can do tennis because you're grabbing the tennis ball and those tennis balls are in and out of circulation. So, your opponent could still grab the tennis ball, put them at risk. The only one I can think of is swimming. There should be enough gap, but in between the lanes. You're wearing goggles, so you've got some protection of the eye there.
You can't see anyway.
Yeah.
Golf. You can golf.
Well, so yes, if you're walking.
Yeah. And you don't take the pen out.
Yeah, somebody else would have to take somebody else would have to grab the pen, which is fine. But if I'm walking by myself, yes, I could. Yeah. But in the instance that's happening for me going to Vegas, we're going to be in carts.
Yeah, of course.
So
what about bowling?
Ball?
If you have your own ball.
Yeah, but hitting
Well,
the
I guess-
pins, the
Hitting
balls touch
pin,
each
and
other.
then, yeah.
The pins.
Well, no, I mean the balls
That's
touching
the
each other in like the ball return
The ball-
area.
yeah. Yeah.
Running?
Hey.
Could you do it in like track and field? You're assuming you're not doing a relay.
Not
where
a
you're-
relay.
Yeah.
I mean, is there enough gap if you're doing like a sprint? You know what I'm saying? If you're running 200, there's probably enough because you have the staggered start around the corner.
You're not supposed to, impede anyone else's, be in anyone else's lane. Maybe, but once you get to the distance ones, you're all kind of globbed up together.
Yeah.
So we've settled on sprints in track and field, anything and swimming.
In swimming.
Jason, which safety
Individual
are they
young.
going to sign?
I don't know. That's a great question. There sure are a lot to choose from, aren't there?
One question, real quick though, Jason. Does Micah Hyde have anything left in the tank because he is a free agent? And I thought he would be a good transition guy to allow a younger safety to develop. Is that a good theory?
He'd
or
be
no?
great. I don't. It's a great theory, and he is one of my all-time favorite players that I've covered. He won a Tom Mulhern Award for his departure for Buffalo. Look, my default setting has always been, and last year you could argue it proves that I have an antiquated view of the NFL, and it's a young man's game. But I want at least some veterans on my team, and more than they had last season. And I know the offense really got humming in the second half of the year with very few veterans, and I understand that I'm arguing a point that is very hard to argue based on their success last season. But I still want some of those types of guys in the locker room. I still think that as good as Luke Musgrave and Tucker Kraft and Ben Sims were, I still think there would have been value to having Mercedes Lewis in their locker room for another year, right? Those types of players. And so I think Micah Hyde is an example of that kind of guy who could really help, an Anthony Johnson Jr. or if they draft a safety or two. But I think the market would tell you that there's going to be some guys who have a lot more left than Micah does at this point that are going to be available and aren't going to cost the sun, the moon, and the stars. So I do think they're going to sign a veteran safety. I think they've got all kinds of choices now. I just don't know which one. I just don't know enough about Hafley and what he's looking for, because his brilliant description of his ideal safety, even he admitted at the end of it that he had described the perfect player.
Yeah, Ed Reed. He's looking
none
for
of
Ed
the
Reed.
guys. Yeah, exactly. Troy Polamalu, if he's available, what he's done with his Head and Shoulders commercials, right? So I don't know exactly what they most value. They want someone who can tackle very consistently and comes after the ball carrier with his hair on fire, quote. At the same time, they want somebody who's a ball hawk and can take the ball away. Well, sometimes, and this is the problem with the safety position, sometimes that's an either-or proposition, right? Like, I think Darnell Savage's track record would tell you that he can take the ball away. His tackling was inconsistent, especially when he was playing in Joe Barry's system. So not having a great feel for what exactly Hafley's looking for makes it hard for me to know which of these many, many, many safeties that are now available he will want Goody to target.
Jason, do you believe the starting 5 offensive linemen for 2024 are currently under contract for the Packers?
I do. I believe that left to right it's going to be Rasheed Walker, Elton Jenkins, Josh Myers, Sean Ryan, and Zach Tom. I do think that there's a distinct possibility. Tausch and I were talking to Tanner Bordolini yesterday, and there's a lot of tackles that have first-round grades. He's an interior lineman, obviously, but, if you're at 25, and I remember, Bulaga obviously does a lot with a lot of us, and we love him as a teammate now, but I remember he was, in the discussion to be a top 5 or top 10 pick, and when he was available to the Packers in 2010, that was a coup, right? And that was it. Obviously worked out great because Tausch had an injury 4 or 5 games into the season, and Bulaga takes over, and he ends up being the youngest player to ever start a Super Bowl, and plays a decade at that position. Deals with some ACLs, obviously, but that turned out to be a great pick. They didn't necessarily desperately need him on draft day, but obviously they had 2 aging tackles, so it made sense. Now they've got, kind of an unproven option at left tackle. So if you see one of those guys still sitting there at 25, I don't care what your other needs are. I think that's really smart, and I do think it's a need. I don't have anything against Rasheed Walker. I know they like him. Obviously, I have some experience with seventh round picks who become longtime starters at tackle in this league, but I'm still not completely sold on him, and I wonder if the coaches are either.
Jason, we've talked a lot on this program and you guys on others about the safeties and how there are so many free agent safeties available now, and it's sort of a coup for the Green Bay Packers. So I was looking at the 33rd team, which is a group, obviously, of former GMs and guys who are affiliated with the league, and they put together their mock draft. And I know that these don't have a ton of significance, but they're fun to talk about. Their suggestion for who the Packers take with the 25th overall pick is Cooper DeJean, a cornerback from Iowa. And their reason for that is the lack of, I'm going to quote them here, the lack of secondary talent on the Packers roster. Would you be surprised if they went cornerback or a Cooper DeJean with the 25th pick?
No, and he's a guy that could play both those spots. I know they obviously spent some time with him at the scouting combine. They do have a lot of history with Iowa players. They really like Kirk Ferentz's guys. Obviously, they don't draft many on the offensive side of the ball, but no one does. I'd be curious to see, one of the problems here is that they used a first-round pick not that long ago at corner, and that has not panned out, right? I mean, Eric Stokes, he had a relatively strong finish to his rookie year, and then obviously his 2022 season was cut short by the foot and knee injuries, and then this past season he gets activated off PUP from the foot injury, and then he has 2 hamstring injuries, basically back-to-back, and barely plays. So you don't know if you can count on him. You don't know exactly what headspace and where Jair Alexander is at. Again, I hate to be a broken record, but you traded a guy who was a pretty darn good football player at the trade deadline because you didn't think you were a contender in Rasul Douglas. You hit on somebody at corner, it appears, in the 7th round in Carrington Valentine. Corey Ballantyne played okay for you. I think he's a free agent too. And then obviously just about everybody and their brother that played safety for you is not under contract. So, yeah, he totally makes sense there. Again, I don't know, how the board is going to fall and if there's going to be a better value pick there. I feel fairly confident that they won't draft a wide receiver, a tight end, or a quarterback in the first round, but I literally think they could go anywhere else on their roster but their first-round pick.
Rasul Douglas, who survived the mass exodus of defensive backs by the Buffalo Bills. So congratulations on that, Rasul. All right, Jason, we appreciate you hanging out with us. Have a great weekend.
All right, everybody, take it. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to step on you there.
You're fine. Go ahead.
You have a
Say
great
your
weekend.
thing. Do your thing.
Take care. Be good. I didn't think that was a saying, though.
Were you getting bothered by the fact that we were going back and forth?
No, I just thought it was funny. Right?
You weren't wrong. It was funny.
Craig Karmazin coming up next on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy. Potawatomi Casino Hotel Milwaukee has something bigger, better, and bolder coming the first week of May. Mark your calendars, guys. It's the long-awaited grand opening of their state-of-the-art sports book venue. Gabe is headed to Vegas. I'm sure he'll see a few sports books, assuming he doesn't get the old pink eye, when he is out there. Potawatomi Casino Hotel Milwaukee's sportsbook is going to rival the Vegas sports books. It's going to be a sports fan's paradise. So mark your calendars for the first week of May when sports betting in Milwaukee becomes like nothing you have ever seen before. Bet big and bet bold at Potawatomi Casino Hotel Milwaukee.
Jen, Gabe, and Chewy continues next on 94.5 ESPN.
Everything's looking great out on the roads. Not seeing delays pretty much anywhere. Volume is super light as well, so everything is looking great. Traffic is brought to you by the Neal Group. They know how to minimize your taxes to keep more money in your pocket. Visit nealgroup.net. That's NEAL group.net. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast today, rainy, breezy, a high of 43. Tonight, the rain ends, but there will be a mix to the north of Milwaukee, breezy with a low of 34. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga, 94.5 ESPN.
Make it a real Mad March with a playoff payout at Potawatomi. Every week, you could score your share of $100,000 in cash and free play. Play this March for drawing entries. Win each Thursday. Plus, the prizes refresh every week for even more winners. The playoff payout at Potawatomi, Milwaukee. It's anyone's game. For more details, visit paysbig.com/payout. Must be 21 and a club member to play.
The moment you've been waiting for is here. Eagle Sports Range is officially open for action. It's Wisconsin's largest indoor range, offering unlimited range time in 40 lanes, which include 20 20-yard lanes and 20 50-yard lanes, and no reservations needed. Just show up and let the fun begin. With a staggering selection of 100 firearm rentals to use, every visit is a new adventure. Eagle Sports Range is also a go-to for education. Take advantage of their concealed carry classes and gun safety courses. Safety first, excitement second. Visit them out in Cudahy or online at eaglesportsrange.com. Eagle Sports Range, where education meets exhilaration.
You've probably heard about employee stock ownership plans before, but what separates Fifth Third Bank from others when it comes to these plans? A succession plan that benefits business owners and employees. Full and partial sales, second stage transactions, repurchase obligation financing, and seller note refinancing, ESOPs can offer tax advantages, increased liquidity, employee incentives, and overall diversification of net worth to help your company plan for the future. Fifth Third Bank, National Association. Custom solutions built around your goals. Member FDIC.
The Bucks are back on broadcast TV tonight. Watch the Milwaukee Bucks on WMLW The M. And you don't need a streaming service to see this matchup. Just tune in to WMLW The M starting at 8:30 on over-the-air channel 49. Also on Spectrum, DirecTV, Dish, and others. The Bucks back on broadcast TV tonight versus the Lakers on WMLW The M starting at 8:30. Visit WMLW.com for everything Bucks.
ESPN Milwaukee's Jen Latta here to tell you about one of the best purchases I recently made, an infrared sauna from Good Health Saunas. It's an easy-to-install sauna that is great for a post-workout, travel, or long-day detoxification, and it has a rapid heat-up time. Using Good Health Saunas can also help reduce stress, improve circulation, and make your skin glow. Got an athlete in your family or just someone with an active lifestyle? Infrared saunas are perfect for muscle and tissue recovery as well. Learn more today at goodhealthsaunas.com, goodhealthsaunas.com.
That to-do list you have needs one more thing. Chill. It's an easy thing to do. Just crack open an ice-cold Coors Light and chill. Take the afternoon off and binge watch anything. Go to happy hour and stay for a couple hours. Who's counting anyways? Or hang out with just your dog, because you've had enough human interaction this week. Whatever you do it with a Coors Light. Mountain Cold Refreshment made to chill. 2020 Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado. Celebrate responsibly.
It's Friday, and that means it's time to check in with GKB President Craig Karmazin.
I am so impressed with Jordan Love, and I think Packers fans should feel so good about Jordan Love.
Fridays with Mo.
I think Rodgers never spoke out and was direct, and Giannis should be praised for being clear so that everyone knows, hey, Giannis told the organization what he wanted.
Craig Karmazin on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
It's Friday, gotta get down on Friday. Everybody's looking forward to the weekend, Friday, getting
What a treat it is to have Craig Karmazin hanging out with us here on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy as he does each and every Friday. Good morning, Craig. How are you today?
Good. This is a big weekend. I'm excited.
What do you mean it's a big weekend? What do you got going on?
I'm heading to L.A.
Road trip?
Road trip.
If you were driving to
going on
LA,
now?
who from ESPN Milwaukee would you want riding shotgun?
Ooh. Kyle.
That was mine.
That was me and Chewy's first round pick too. Kyle's definitely the go-to.
Yeah, there's no doubt. I mean, Kyle. Kyle's.
Who would
fun.
you not? Who would you not consider, Craig? No, I've driven with you. I'm fine. The problem with Craig, you want the problem, and he knows it. Okay? Every time, and I've road trip with him numerous times, but he has to put everyone he's talking to on speakerphone, which is very awkward for the person in the passenger seat. Would you agree?
I would agree. I would think it goes back to junior high when I like to put people on three-way calls without them knowing, and then they would be on the phone, and I still do it today. Like when people call me, I just conference them into the call I'm on, and I stop talking, and I then have just those two people talking, and it is quite awkward.
So it has nothing to do with hands-free.
No, it doesn't. It's really just about creating the awkward situations. But LA, the Milwaukee Bucks have 2 monster games the next 3 days.
Are you going to be out there today?
I will be out there tonight for the Lakers game on ESPN. Sunday is the Clippers, an early 2 p.m. Central start. And then Saturday, maybe even something that this show would find even more interesting than those two. Have you been checking out Finalysis, the new podcast from Good Karma Brands? And
Antetokounmpo? We dabble.
Okay. So Saturday, scheduled to record Thanasis Antetokounmpo with Jordan Love on Saturday morning.
Okay. I mean, it's going to be a softball fest, right? Or does Thanasis go deep?
What type of hardball questions do you want him to hit Jordan Love with?
How much money do you want in May to re-sign with the Green Bay Packers?
He could ask that. I don't think that's a hardball question.
You don't think so?
I mean, he could give a window.
Would he answer it?
I mean, he'll have some diplomatic answer. I don't think he's going to go, I want $53.2 million.
Yeah, what do you think, Craig? What money would you give Jordan Love? Again, we talked about this not to be a employee of Good Karma Brands, but would you give him over 50 as quarterback of the Green Bay Packers? You're like, not my money.
The salary cap just keeps going up. I see all these other teams who don't know who their quarterback is. I would give him that unless he wants to take a little less to help the roster. But yeah, give him $53 million. What's the difference between 48 and 53? Just give it to him.
Craig, are you feeling confident about the Milwaukee Bucks now? Because obviously they came out of the All-Star break and rattled off a boatload of wins. Now, the other day I know they were on the wrong end of the result. But sometimes I wonder a little bit about the talent of the teams that they beat on that stretch. Do you think that this team is just going to be clicking as it continues here to the end of the regular season, or there's still going to be a few bumps in the road?
Oh, I think bumps in the road, right? I think you're still looking at a new coach. You're still looking at a new superstar, which, I mean, LeBron and Dwayne Wade didn't win a championship the first year. So I think there's still going to be bumps, but I think that's why I'm so excited. I love when they're away from home for a few days, they get some practice time. I'm really interested to see how they respond to that Golden State loss because they'd won so many games in a row, and I think tonight's going to be really interesting. The Lakers have a lot to play for. The Lakers are tied in that 9-10 play-in spot, so this game means a lot for the Lakers. So it'll be really interesting to see how the Bucks play tonight.
Why did you just give us a cushion? Well, LeBron and Wade didn't win it their first year. Sounds like you're just giving them a cushion. So should we not expect the Bucks to win it all this year? I don't get that.
I don't know that you could ever expect a team to win it all their first year together. I mean, you hope they do, and it was nice to see that the Celtics can lose a game as they did to Denver last night, and they, blew a game that they were up 20 against the Cavs, but I don't know that you could expect. I mean, you want them competing and you want them in the Eastern Conference Finals and you hope they're going to win a championship, but I don't know if it's a realistic expectation to just assume they're going to win a championship.
Craig, since they fired Adrian Griffin, what grade would you give them to this point since the firing? A B?
I would call, if you're going to include the Memphis, I would call it a B+, just because the defense has just gotten so much better. And that's the thing that we were all looking for, right? That was like when we were looking at the record, we were like, the defense is just so bad. Like, this team isn't going to be able to beat anybody with this defense. And then to see them play, 4 straight games. So the whole season, they've had 7 games where they've held teams under 100 points. 6 of those 7 are with Doc Rivers. And they didn't do it against the Clippers, but that may have even been their best defensive game of the year.
Yeah, especially when you factor Giannis wasn't a part of that. Craig, what led to the hiring of the newest teammate who is debuting at the office today, the Chief Love Officer of Good Karma Brands in Sophie?
So I'm petting her right now. And
I feel like we need to be clear. I feel like it's important to distinguish that Sophie is a dog. Okay, Gabe, for people who might not have been aware.
That's fair.
You didn't really give all the details. So Craig petting the newest member of the Good Karma team could have sounded a little strange.
So you're not protective of yourself when you say the weird things and make people uncomfortable, but you're protective of Craig when he starts saying the uncomfortable thing?
That's a great point. I should have just let it go. Let it ride as long as it could have.
I actually thought you had another kid, Craig. Because I don't read the body of emails. I just read the headlines. And if you look at the headline, it's like, wow, how did he get that past everybody?
Same goes for articles we send him, just so you know, Craig.
Yeah, exactly. Well, Sophie Gable Karmazin is making her debut. About 2 years ago, we read an article about a company, I believe it was Salesforce, and they talked about how they had a golden retriever who was their chief love officer. And at the time, we were considering adopting, rescuing Golden. But, Goldens are sometimes tough to rescue because they're so in demand and blah, blah, blah. So we were like, you know what, we should rescue a Golden and make it our chief love officer. At the same time, we were looking to move into our office, and we mentioned it to our landlord, and they were like, you can't really have the offices dog-friendly, even though some of the building is. We're like, well, what if we had the one dog? They're like, yeah, we'll look the other way on your one dog. We're like, okay, let's rescue a dog and make her the chief love officer of the company. Unfortunately, or fortunately, actually fortunately, sorry, Sophie, I didn't mean to say that if you're listening, it ended up that we rescued a puppy, which, she had been in a terrible puppy mill situation in Missouri and blah, blah, blah. So you can't have a puppy in the office. So it has been now 18 months of her working her way up to having her first day in the office, which is going to be today. So we'll see if she provides everything she's been expected to provide as the Chief Love Officer, as Sophie makes her debut from 1 to 2 p.m. today at GKB.
What does a Chief Love Officer do?
Wags their tail and just goes over to everyone and looks cute and gets tired after 30 minutes and then just passes out on the floor.
Yeah. She's a good girl.
Who's the
Be a
chief
good girl.
poop?
That is
So
the job
what
of the
you're
chief
telling
love
me is
officer.
she's chew. She's chewing.
Yeah.
Right? After 30 minutes, she's cashed.
Who's the chief
Chewy
poop
is pretty
officer?
cuddly also. The what? The chief what?
The chief poop officer? Is that Gabe?
Oh, the
Who's
person
responsible
cleans
for
up.
cleaning up after the dog?
That GKB is a team sport. I mean, we see how good everyone does on the kitchen.
Wow.
We see how good everyone does on everything else.
Wow.
Like, I'm sure
Okay.
everyone will step up and be great.
So you're outsourcing poop duty to the employees. That's what I'm picking up
Hey,
here,
I'm
Craig.
Teammates. She's a
I'm going to
teammate.
be
The
in
dog is a
California.
teammate.
I'm going to be in California. I won't even be there. So I'm wishing her luck, but all I want to make sure is that people are still productive and don't think this is an opportunity to not work. So Sophie this could be a very short career with GKB if she's too big of a distraction.
So, Craig, dogs notoriously, and this is, I don't know if this is fact, but this is a rumor, this is a narrative that is out there, can tell the difference between good people and bad people. Are you going to start noticing who Sophie kind of goes towards and who Sophie avoids? And will that come up in your annual review? I just want to know if I should keep dog treats in my Mary Poppins bag.
No, but I do think Fridays are very strategic, right? Like you hear all this like remote workplace, hybrid stuff. Like at GKB, we actually believe that people should come to work, and you're going to notice like I'm going to be manipulating people so much with this dog because she's so cute. Like, yeah, Sophie's going to be appearing Monday morning from 6:30 to 7:30. Oh, Sophie's going to be here Fridays from 6 p.m. to 7 p.m. Like, it's a total manipulation tactic for me to get people to come to work earlier and stay later. I mean, she's being totally manipulated, this dog.
All right, Craig. Well, safe travels to you as you go to L.A. We are obviously pulling for the Bucks and hope that they can get a big win tonight against the Lakers. Have a great one, and we'll talk to you again soon.
Yeah, and Thanalysis episodes with Dame Lillard, Malik Beasley, Jay Williams, Donovan Mitchell. Check it out on YouTube and wherever you get your podcasts. Thanalysis.
Thanks, Craig. I think I also heard that Thanalysis is going to be live from Potawatomi, the new broadcast booth, in the next few weeks, months, something along those lines, and that maybe his very, very famous brother will be there with him. Heard details of that this morning on ESPN Milwaukee as I was driving in, so I'm not breaking any news. It is already out there. We'll take a break here on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy. Roll on right after this.
X-Golf located at American Family Field, open year-round. So that's right. Right now, it is open. I was out there earlier this week. They've got the grass growing. You can see what the stadium looks like inside because AmFam Field, X-Golf at American Family Field, it's up in left field. So you could, throughout the course of the winter, so I'm putting up the new scoreboard. Now they're working on the field to make sure it's ready for opening day. So it's just a cool, unique space where, oh, by the way, you can also work on your golf game. Maybe you only have a little bit of time in your day. Book an hour. Book a sim for an hour. Get your swings in. That way, when the golf courses really start opening, your season starts, you're ready to go. Maybe you're looking for a lesson. Maybe you want to get better. With the state-of-the-art simulators and the information that they give, their PGA Pro can make sure your golf game is ready to go this spring. Book your sim at xgolfamfamfield.com.
More Jen, Gabe, and Chewy coming up on 94.5 ESPN.
Q Club of Wisconsin is the hangout spot for watching sports, playing games, and having some drinks. Mike, what do you have going on over there?
We have so much going on. We're the place to be for basketball season with TVs everywhere. Book a party in our VIP room, which includes a private pool table, 2 shuffleboard tables, and 4 dartboards. Sign up for summer bocce leagues now before they fill up. And of course, we've got our fish fry on Wednesdays and Fridays where we pile it high.
All happening at the Q Club of Wisconsin, North Grandview Boulevard in Waukesha. Check out QClubofWisconsin.com.
We've told you about Moses Hadara,
the diamond cutter who created the Kessler 81.
The magical diamond that vibrates with light.
Kessler's works with crazy diamond cutters.
Geniuses who create wonderful, spectacular,
crazy diamond shapes.
The one thing these crazy genius diamonds all have in common
is that they explode with light.
The Kessler Emerald Cut diamond sends out rippling waves of light, like water lapping onto a beach.
The Kessler Square Radiant Diamond glows like the sun on the horizon.
Sometimes sunrise.
Sometimes sunset.
Come to Kessler's.
Come to Kessler's.
Come to Kessler's.
Ask to see the rippling waves of light, like water on the beach.
Ask to see the glow that looks like sunrise and sunset.
Ask to see the Kessler Crazy Genius Diamonds.
See them for yourself.
See them for yourself.
See them for yourself.
To find the Kesslers nearest you, visit KesslersDiamonds.com.
Evan Cohen here from Unsportsmanlike on ESPN Radio for True Green. Are you ready to elevate your lawn game without breaking the bank? True Green has been the trusted choice for over 2 million homeowners for over 50 years. Visit TrueGreen.com and discover the easiest and affordable way to achieve a pro-level lawn guaranteed. Plus, enjoy True Green's verified price matching, ensuring you get the best lawn for the best price. Visit TrueGreen.com and transform your lawn effortlessly. That's TrueGreen.com. Your dream lawn is just around the corner.
With no fees or minimums and no overdraft fees, banking with Capital One is the easiest decision in the history of decisions. Even easier than choosing Charles Barkley in a pickup game.
We'll take Barkley.
Ha! First pick! Sorry, kids! Yep, even easier than that. With no fees or minimums and no overdraft fees, is it even a decision?
Okay, here's the plan. Pass me the ball every time.
This is banking reimagined. What's in your wallet?
Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com/bank for details. Capital One N.A. member FDIC.
Hey, Drew Scott here, and I'm Jonathan Scott, reminding you that life's better with a home policy from American Family Insurance. They can help you get just the right protection at just the right price and help you save when you bundle home and auto. Kind of like Goldilocks and the Three Bears. It'll be just right for you. We love a custom build. American Family Insurance. Insure carefully, dream fearlessly. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products not available in every state. Visit amfam.com to learn how discounts may apply to you. American Family Mutual Insurance Company SI and its operating company 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
Getting up to 5% back is easy at Fleet Farm. Fleet Rewards members can earn up to 5% back on every purchase, in-store and online. The earnings stack up automatically. The more you buy, the more you earn. No rebates, no coupons, no hassles. And Fleet Rewards membership is easy, so sign up now and start earning up to 5% back on everything you need for everyday life at Fleet Farm. Some exclusions apply. This is Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
There's two things she counts in the house. One of the pictures. What do you think the other one is?
Firearms.
Viagra.
On 94.5 ESPN.
Wants to enjoy a night out or you're planning to visit Milwaukee, enjoy an artfully stylish experience at St. Kate The Arts Hotel. The hotel is ideally located in the heart of the theater district in downtown Milwaukee with deluxe accommodations, culinary creativity, on-site art galleries, and nightly live music. You'll enjoy every element of your stay at St. Kate. Book special hotel packages with room rates starting as low as $129 a night. Learn more and book your stay at stkatearts.com. That's stkatearts.com. Chewy, why are you starting fights with people at the car wash?
Because of the high sales pressure. You know, you get these, you go to the, all I want to do is go to the car wash, give them my credit card, say, give me the regular wash. But then they try to sell you. Upsell the membership. And I go there yesterday, and the guy wouldn't take no for an answer. I had to say no 3 times to where I finally said, bro, I said no, let it go. And he got all sensitive.
Did you really call him bro?
Yeah.
Okay, Dr. Seuss.
Yeah. And then he got all sensitive. And my thing is, and I text you guys right after, if you're going to do the hard sell and just be persistent, then you shouldn't be sensitive when I give you the hard no. Do you agree?
Yeah, because at this point, doesn't everybody know, like, wherever you go, they're going to have a membership, a club you can join, a credit card. Like, I know wherever I go, and I am going to be giving you money in exchange for whatever. Like, there's going to be opportunity. Oh, do you want to join this club? Oh, do you want to sign up for our credit card? Like, at that point, I know everywhere I go has those opportunities. If I want it, I'm probably going to ask you about it.
So I'm thinking about the hard sell that I've gotten recently at various places. One, went out to dinner the other night. The waitress, we're finished with our meal. We're all clearly ready to go. Can I interest you this evening in any coffee or dessert? No, thank you. Oh, maybe you could take some home with you. I'm sure that, no, we're good. You know, like that was a bit of a hard sell, but you know, you just persistently say no. But nobody, and I mean nobody, sells you harder than the gas station pump. The pump at the gas station that is like, would you like the 2 for Pepsi deal? We've got these hot dogs spinning on the wheel. Would you, as you're just like pushing button? No, thank you. No. Would you like a receipt? Also no. How about a car wash? Also no. Like I literally just want the gas and not a hassle. And now you're hassling me.
It is 2 degrees out here, gas station pump. I want to go back inside.
Yeah, and then they have the scam because sometimes we need the gas receipt for business write-offs with Ange, and the ones that say, oh, come inside to see the register for a receipt, that's a scam. That's like, oh, we want you to come in here and walk around and buy some more crap. I mean, we're not stupid.
Well,
you know, and then there should be safe places. The gym should be a safe place. And instead, because the gym I belong to down here is pretty big, and I've been there for, I don't know, probably a year now. Now you have people in the gym trying to sell their crap to you.
You're getting a sales pitch at the gym?
Like I had a guy want me to buy solar panels for the house. And I'm like,
as you're doing your curls, you're sitting there and the guy's like giving you the business of.
So, you know what? And it's on me. Because I thought at the time, all right, let's set up a meeting just to go away. But then he was persistent, and I had to get to the point like, bro, my wife is not putting solar panels on the roof. And then he got sad. And then he just gives me a high now instead of talking to me. I'm like,
you know why that is? It's because you reek rich.
What's that?
You reek rich.
I mean,
right?
when he goes to the gym, he just reeks.
Sure.
Because he's wearing the same shirt every day.
Also true, but he reeks rich. Like, people see you and they're like, that's a guy with a little bit of coin in his pocket. That's a guy who I could get to bite on some solar panels.
They need to listen to this show more often, because I've got a feeling that if Chewy went to the...
That tonight's going to be a good night?
Thank you. But no, if Chewy were to go to the car wash and instead of getting the regular, get the Supreme wash, he'd have his car wash privileges taken away.
Is that true, Chew?
Well, I was washing her car.
So then you have to get the Supreme.
Yeah. Does she have a rule about, like, you got to put the...
No, I cheaped out. I go with the cheap one. Why would you go with the Supreme? That stuff is just like... It's like Johnson rods. You know?
What's a Johnson rod? Wait, hold on.
When you go to the car,
answer that if it's PC.
You go to the car fix-it place, and they're like, "Oh yeah, your Johnson rod's all screwed up."
Don't you?
I don't know if
washes?
there's a
Shouldn't
Johnson
you be,
rod.
Like, trying to convince people to upgrade the car wash. Don't you own some car washes around the
isn't
state?
this a little bit of cutting off your nose to spite your face?
A little bit, I guess. I mean, would I want the guy working for? Hell yeah. Yes. Yes, I would.
Oh my
goodness! Where's Chewy been more inconsistent? What position?
I've been having a rough week
in the first round, or car washing.
You know what that means?
Yeah.
Rechew is gonna be a doozy. All right, we got to take a break here on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy. We want to get to this Barry Alvarez conversation that Wilde and Tausch had yesterday on their show, because did it raise eyebrows and ruffle feathers? It did. We'll talk about that right after this on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
Jen, Gabe, and Chewy are back after this on 94.5 ESPN.
Things are still moving along pretty well. We do have a little bit of a backup on westbound 94 from about 27th Street heading through the stadium interchange. Eastbound's a little slow coming out of the stadium. But otherwise, everything else is rolling along just fine. Traffic is brought to you by the Golden Mast Wedding Showcase this Sunday from 10 until 3 at the Golden Mast Inn. The perfect event for those planning their rehearsal dinners and dream weddings. Register at goldenmastin.com. And check out the TMJ4 Storm King forecast. Today, rainy and breezy, a high of 43. Tonight, rain ending with a mix to the north of Milwaukee, breezy with a low of 34. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
This is ESPN Wisconsin's Brad Nortman, here to tell you about my favorite go-to drink. That's Carbless. Carbless is a ready-to-drink, handcrafted vodka and tequila cocktail. Even better, it's 0 carbs, 0 sugar, 0 gluten, and just 100 calories. And listen to this, less carbonation. This leads to less bloat. I can indulge in something delicious without having that health guilt. Carbless is crafted right here in Wisconsin. It has a flavor for everyone, from black raspberry to cranberry, pineapple and lemon, and my favorite, margarita. Find Carbless online and at a retailer near you. Less is more.
Gabe Neitzel from Jen, Gabe, and Chewy here. Don't let the chilly weather end your golf season. X Golf and American Family Field is open all year round. They've got innovative and accurate golf simulators, all overlooking left field at AmFam Field. Enjoy daily lunch specials or have an outing with your friends and take in X Golf's full bar and food menus. X Golf AmFam Field is even offering golf lessons by a PGA Pro. Everyone is welcome at X Golf AmFam. Book your sim today, xgolfamfamfield.com. I'll see you out there.
Marquette Hall of Famer Tony Smith here. You're listening to the home of Marquette basketball. 94.5 ESPN is WKTI and WKTI HD Milwaukee.
A locally owned Good Karma brand station. Showtime. The right way to start your day. This is Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
What if you end up dating your ex-girlfriend's roommate?
Your ex?
Is this a hypothetical or?
Sure, let's call it a hypothetical.
Can't be done, huh? The switch? The switch. Can't be done.
When I would go to Madison, I would either stay with who's in a frat, or I would stay with her because we were still really friendly.
I wonder. Do you realize in the entire history of Western civilization, no one has successfully accomplished the roommate switch?
You know, one thing leads to another. You start talking with a roommate, and next thing you know, you're dating the roommate.
How was your ex about this?
I think she was weirded out at first.
Yeah. No, we can't do it. Who are we kidding? It's impossible. It's true. You can't do the switch. Nobody can do the switch.
Just so you know, Gabe, nobody else is getting away with that bullcrap.
Yeah.
Nobody else.
Only Gabe.
It's a stupid idea to begin with. Let's face it. I'm stuck with the non-laugher, and that's that.
This is Jen, Gabe, and Chewy, broadcasting live from the Gruber Law Office's One Call That's All studios at the Avenue with Gabe Neitzel and Mark Chamorro. Here's Jen Latta.
Running her mouth, she wants to ride it, she's trying to hide it. I'm cool as ever, she's too excited. Her man look like he wanna fight, he ain't doing nothing but running his mouth.
The good news is Barry Alvarez is alive. Oof. And that's what got Barry Alvarez on Wilde and Tausch yesterday, talking with Jason Wilde and Mark Tauscher, because there was a rumor the day before that he had passed away. I guess Chris McIntosh called him up and was like, "Whoo, it's good to hear your voice." Barry was like, "What are you talking about?" "Oh, someone said you died. It was on the internet." And you know, if it's on the internet,
must be true.
It's obviously true. So Barry Alvarez joined Wilde and Tausch yesterday. And look, the reality of college sports right now is that people are talking about name, image, likeness, NIL, as often as they're talking about the games and the coaches and the players and the things that are happening on the field. It's just a reality of where we are now. But Barry Alvarez had a very interesting take on the whole NIL situation. Take a listen to what he had to say yesterday on Wilde and Tausch.
It's out of control and unsustainable. You know, the paying of the players. It's supposed to be illegal to use the coaches to use cash to endorse or to encourage players or recruit players, but that's exactly what's happening. And I just read the other day a coach said, one of the coaches that resigned said, "It just got too much. I'm trying to raise money for a kid who hasn't played yet. He's going to make more money than me." And it's just it's gotten out of control, unsustainable. It's going to screw up college football. It's going to ruin college football as we know it.
Ooh. He created the problem. He's the one that paid the coaches, allowed them to go wherever they want. Look, Barry, and I love Barry, but he's wrong here. He's part of the old school where the education should be enough for these kids because they're going to a fine institution. I had two kids that played scholarship football, and I asked them flat out years ago, I'm like, what percentage of your players gave a crap about the education? And they said probably 50%. And that'll turn people off, and they're like, "Well, they should value."
What Chewy?
Look, what's right for you, what's right for someone isn't right for someone else. Okay, and these kids, it's finally the NCAA is the one to blame here because they should have woke up when Northwestern players were trying to unionize. Instead, they buried it and said, "Hey, let's just keep the cash coming into us." Instead of paying these kids from then on, then we wouldn't probably have this problem.
Yeah, and to further that point, Treat, like I've talked to former players, you know, NFL players who were in college and all that sort of thing who wanted to be something like an engineer. Oh, I think I want to get into engineering. And their football coaches were like, well, how about communications? You know, where they like, yes, you're getting an education, but a lot of times it's not an education that maybe you want because it conflicts with how much time you're going to be able to dedicate to football.
Well, because here's what you're saying, Chew. Just because an expense is paid, the education, doesn't equal value given. Because that education may not be what they can actually use. If I were to give you a motorcycle, Gabe, but you're scared of motorcycles or scared of riding, and you have no intention of ever riding a motorcycle, did I really give you something of value? Or did I just give you something you got to store in your garage or sell to somebody who does perceive there to be value there? And these athletes can't even sell the education to somebody else. And that's where the whole idea of expenses, we're giving you an education, falls flat if the education isn't of value to them. And you could have an argument about, oh, well, why isn't it of value? Because that's not their path. That's not their future. That's not their journey. So like your point about it being different for everybody else stands. The idea that NIL is ruining college sports, is that fair? And I know he said it's unsustainable, right? There were a lot of layers to what Barry said. I agree it's unsustainable. What are you going to do about it at this point? Like, the toothpaste is out of the tube.
Yeah, sure.
And it's going to be very hard, Gabe, to dial this sucker back. It should have had guardrails from the beginning. And the NCAA fumbled the ball, screwed this whole thing up by not taking action, allowing states to go and individualize the NIL, which is why all of a sudden people were like, whoa, we can't let Florida, I'm just throwing one state out there, offer NIL to its in-state college athletes, because why would people go anywhere but Florida? They're getting paid now for their name, image, likeness, where they're not in other places, and that's what finally pushed the NCAA to act on this.
And in terms of, is it ruining college sports? Fox just announced today that they are going to be airing games on Friday nights. They're going to start airing college football games on Friday nights because they think that's going to drive a big rating. And guess what? They're going to get a good number. They're absolutely going to get a good number. People are going to be, Friday night's usually not a good viewing night. Your favorite college football team's playing on Friday night because they've got Big 10, Big 12 rights. Yeah, people are going to tune in for that. Wisconsin's playing Ohio State on a Friday night. People are going to tune into that. People are tuning in to college right now. College football, honestly, I don't think that this is necessarily the biggest thing. The biggest thing to me that could diminish the returns for these networks on college football is adding to the playoff. And diminishing the meaning of those games in the regular season in terms of players getting paid. This should have been happening for a while.
These coaches just don't like it. It's more work for them, Jen, because it used to be these college coaches just had to recruit high school, right? That's it. There was no transfer portal. There was no NIL. There was no pilfering. Now they have to recruit high school kids. They have to pilfer other teams' rosters with the transfer portal, and they have to raise money to pay these superstars to come to their university, and it's a lot of work. And they don't like it. They liked it when it was nice and clean, and all the money went to the coaches and stuff. And these guys, we'll just give, cost of attendance. That's what they called it. Every player gets $2,500 a month. That's cost of attendance. That's why they don't like it, because it's hard now, and they screwed it up.
And Chip Kelly was on the Pat McAfee show. Chip Kelly, who obviously was at UCLA as a head coach, but has now joined the Ohio State coaching staff. And his explanation for leaving the head coaching position, which again, we have talked about Jeff Hafley leaving Boston College as well and going to be the DC with the Green Bay Packers. But his explanation was he wasn't coaching anymore. He was doing all of the other things, all of the CEO type of things, recruiting, certainly taking a lot of time, retaining, taking a lot of time. But he said that he found himself not in meeting rooms and actually coaching the X's and O's and getting those relationships with the players. But to me, Chew, that's just restructure. So you have to evolve. So you can't be, you know what I mean? If you want to be the head coach of a football team and you want to actually coach, then you have to be willing to delegate. And for a lot of those guys, that is relinquishing control. And that's where I think that the future is in that space. You have to be willing to say, I'm delegating this person for this task. I'm delegating this person for this task. I'm delegating this person for this task. And allow yourself to get back in that connecting with the athletes, connecting with the players so that you can actually coach. If that's what you're... Now, look, I want to be very clear on this. There are guys who are Division I football coaches who don't want to coach, who actually can't coach all that well, who surround themselves with coaching talent. You know this very well, Chew, and would prefer to be the CEO of that respective company.
Yeah.
I wonder if teams are going to... if they're just going to hire... I don't know what they would call it, but like a general manager.
Chief of staff.
Yeah. Whatever they would do, and they're the ones that are going to be responsible for trying to retain players and go after players because for a head coach that wants to be an actual head football coach. I'm wondering if that's the way this almost has to go because I do understand that it is a lot more work for these college coaches, so then you're probably going to have to divvy up. Now, with that, your $10 million salary, like the new position's got to be paid for somehow. That's probably got to get sliced up a little bit. So now this general manager of whatever you want to call it can go out and get players from all these different places. But I wonder if that's a direction we start seeing college football go.
Jen, you don't think they can put the toothpaste back in the tube, though?
How? What do they do?
Limit the transfer portal. Not an unlimited amount. You get one kick at the cat. That's it. I mean, you have some of these players. Ungalaga?
Oh, my goodness. DJ Uiagalelei.
Didn't he go from Clemson to...
Oh, this will be great if he can nail this.
Went to Clemson to... to the Pac-12.
Oregon State.
And didn't he go somewhere else?
I feel like he is now somewhere else.
I think he went somewhere else. See, that's got to stop. One kick at the cat. Right, Gabe?
Here's the problem, Chew. The reason why they're going unlimited right now, because they tried to give you the one, but then that was challenged in court. And while that goes through the court process, they're forced to kind of leave it open so you can kind of go do whatever, which is why Barry made the point in his little 45-second clip we played earlier about it's supposed to be illegal to entice players during recruiting.
Yes.
But now that's practically legal because that was challenged in court. So now they can't investigate any of those claims until that plays through the legal process. Like the legal process has been dragged into this, and because of that, that's added to the Wild West nature that college sports in general is going.
And for the record, DJ Uiagalelei is now at Florida State.
Yeah. See, I mean, that to me is crazy. But like Gabe said, it's legal, and my son's coaching, and he does this. I'm like, what are you doing? He's like, trying to get players from other teams.
You
know what I mean?
As long as
it's
the
like free
coaches can
agency
leave at any time, I don't see why a player shouldn't be.
I totally agree, Josh.
Like the way they just skip out on everyone, and we all agree these athletes should be played. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about you work. You provide value. You get paid for that.
Well,
it's
and
very
again,
simple.
most of the time, you're going out and you're seeking it and you're finding it also. You either have aligned yourself with an agent whose job is exclusively to do that, or you have a collective, which is also collecting money and then giving it to the athletes as well. But depending on how valuable you have made yourself to that program and to the scene, the college football scene, you should be able to get all of that money. I have no issue with these guys. If I can do it, if Gabe can do it, if these 15-year-olds on TikTok with their makeup tutorials can do it, these athletes should be able to do it as well. I did see, just to add another wrinkle to this, yesterday on my social feed, and I can't find it now, so I'm just doing it from memory, an article talking about boosters, though, and how boosters keep getting hit. Because it isn't just first of all, it was the university, right? The university would go to the big boosters and say, hey, we need, let's just put a number, $100,000 for X. And the booster would write the check, $100,000 for X. And now the same booster is being hit up by the collective. Hey, we need $100,000 to go out and sign this running back. Sign the check, hand it over. And then, it's one after another. And these boosters are saying, look, we obviously want to bankroll these programs and these universities as much as possible. They like being involved and invested as well. But at some point, they keep going back to the same well. The well's going to be like, I'm out. I don't have it. And then that's where the players end up going somewhere else.
It's where it becomes unsustainable because these television contracts get bigger and bigger, and it's not just the football programs or the basketball programs or what have you, the athletic program that's sharing that money. That money then also goes back to the university, right? And Barry had talked about how they had thought about separating football and trying to make it a little bit more like the NFL. You should listen to the entire Barry Alvarez interview, WisconsinOnDemand.com, that he did yesterday with Wilde and Tausch. But there are just so many other factors in play than when you're talking about the NFL. The Packers only have to care about the Packers. The Cowboys only have to care about the Cowboys. Whereas the money that's coming into the university, you got to care about your basketball program. You got to care about the chemistry program. Academically, there are so many different things that money ends up paying for at the university. It's just not as simple as, they're getting $1 billion from a television network. Let's just split that up amongst the players or cut it in half or whatever. It's just it's not that simple because this money is benefiting so many other things on campus.
But doesn't it feel like the courts are going to find in favor of the athlete?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
The NCAA's got no one to blame but themselves. No one. I don't feel sorry for you one bit. Not one.
I don't think
you created this problem, so suck it.
They are probably the most unlikable entity I can think of outside of the political realm.
Thief is up there.
What I do agree with Barry in terms of is, I shouldn't say agree, I'm willing to listen to college football as we know it being over and there being a very different landscape in the very near future and potentially being something we don't like the end outcome of. Because I think we all were pro NIL, and then we saw where it's ended up and where the transfer portal, because everybody wanted kids to be able to transfer. If your coach leaves, if you have hardships, we all wanted that. But now we're at a point where we're like, well, is just taking all the rules away the right way to do it? And then when they instate the rules, are they going to be better for everyone and better for the fans.
Well, this reminds me, Joshy, it's a very good point by you, but it reminds me of when Lance Armstrong was in the news all those years ago. And I read the book Wheelman, which was fantastic, just about the doping situation that was going on in cycling, in professional cycling. And of course, Lance Armstrong has had documentaries out there. And one of the very key seminal thoughts in those pieces was that no matter what the rules are, someone is always going to find a way to skirt them. Someone's always going to find a way to cheat them. Someone's always going to find a way to benefit themselves or their space by going outside of the rules. So you can keep, and they were talking about with doping and things like that. Like you can find you can test for this thing, but then the very next person is going to come up with a drug that you can't test for, and then you're always chasing. It sort of feels like where the NCAA and college sports is right now. Now they're just chasing. Now they're trying to. The dog is running loose in the neighborhood, and you're trying to corral the dog, but I just don't think that they have the manpower to do it. And I think, like you said, it's going to take all of these legalities. It's going to take all of these lawsuits, people being deposed, people answering questions. I'm doing a panel tomorrow at South by Southwest with the athletic director of Texas, Chris Del Conte, the commissioner of the SEC, Greg Sankey, and the CEO of Learfield Sports, which Learfield obviously is who we partner with for the Marquette radio show and the Marquette content as well. And the conversations that we have had leading up to it are they don't want to be in the crosshairs. They don't want to put themselves in a position where they say something about NIL or say something about the universities or boosters or revenue sharing that then can be brought back later on in a lawsuit. And used against them if they say something else in a deposition. Like, it's a very odd space for all of these folks to be walking in right now. And it's interesting that Barry Alvarez yesterday did have these comments to make on Wilde and Tausch, where he said, look, it's bad. It's unsustainable. Can't do it. Can't keep it up. But I don't know what the solution is.
Is the solution to take the model of the CBA and the NFL and say, okay, you have this TV revenue, the athletes get 38% of the TV revenue?
Maybe.
But in order to do that, Chew, then they're going to have to. Then the players have to unionize.
They have to be employees.
Yeah.
Which I think we're trending in that direction.
Yeah.
I tell you what, if I ask any of those guys on the panel tomorrow in Austin, they ain't answering.
No.
You know, what is the likelihood of players unionizing, or what is the likelihood of college football players becoming employees of the program / university? Crickets.
It's a good whistle, by the way.
I can whistle really well. I can whistle songs. I can whistle, like we have a game that you whistle and the other person tries to guess. I'm very good at it.
Have you ever been able to do like the...
Never.
Never been able to figure it out. Where you do like the
week.
2 fingers in the mouth and get it really loud.
Wait, you practiced that?
Yeah, it took me a week in college to be able to do it.
Can you do it right now?
Yeah. Yeah, no fingers, no nothing. I mean, I missed a lot of classes, but I got it done.
Wait, that's your no. I thought you were going to put the 2 fingers in the mouth and just go.
No, I don't need to.
The one that you can do from the porch.
Ooh, that was good.
Better. Yeah, it's getting better with the reps.
Yeah.
You do it from the porch, and the kid who's like 3 streets over hears it and goes, up, time for dinner, got to go home.
Exactly.
That's what I thought you were gonna
I'm
do.
a little dehydrated, okay?
Where's
today?
your Mio?
What do you mean? You're a little dehydrated. You're in Florida. There's
Gabe.
no Blammer in Florida.
Thirsty Thursday?
Yeah.
Man, drinking on Thursdays behind your neighbor's back. Unbelievable.
Next Thursday, because I am back. Gabe, you won't be able to make it, but Joshy, I think it's a Q Club Blammer appearance day on next Thursday.
Might have to find myself next to the old Blammer.
Make a trip out there?
Huh? If the Blammer's out, I want to be a part of it. That's just a general rule.
I'm just checking my schedule right now to see. Marquette Radio Show over on Thursdays. Guess who's free Thursday?
Oh, we have to be done by 5:30 though, because he's got to get home and get to bed.
Yes, he's the one who has to go home and get to bed. Yes, it's all his fault. He's the one who goes to bed early. Ewald makes it easy. It's a promise they made in 1964, continues now 60 years later, making car buying easy for families across southeast Wisconsin. Celebrate Ewald Automotive's 60th anniversary with special savings on over 1,300 vehicles. That's right, special savings on 1,300 vehicles. Shop the easy way with the lowest prices guaranteed, and with Ewald, you're going to be backed by their exclusive 20-year, 200,000-mile warranty. So hurry in to Ewald's 60th anniversary sale. It's easy. Go to ewaldauto.com.
Never miss out on a second of the show. Find Jen, Gabe, and Chewy on Spotify, Apple, or wherever you get your podcasts with Wisconsin On Demand. Sponsored by Celsius Essential Energy Drink.
Things are still moving along pretty well. We do have a little bit of a backup on westbound 94 from about 27th Street heading through the stadium interchange. Eastbound's a little slow coming out of the stadium, but otherwise everything else is rolling along just fine. Traffic is brought to you by the Golden Mast Wedding Showcase this Sunday from 10 until 3 at the Golden Mast Inn. The perfect event for those planning their rehearsal dinners and dream weddings. Register at goldenmastin.com. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast. Today, rainy and breezy, a high of 43. Tonight, rain ending with a mix to the north of Milwaukee, breezy with a low of 34. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
Football guy.
What the hell happened to Bucky on your hat?
Football guy.
A lot of wear and tear for old B.
Coming at it from different views.
I'm just saying he's well worn. I mean, his face is missing.
Okay, well, it's probably time for me to freshen that up. Bucky wants to flip you off right now.
Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Also sponsored by Coors Light. Weekdays 9 to noon on 94.5 ESPN. And available wherever you get your podcasts with Wisconsin On Demand.
Have you heard about Potawatomi Sportsbook's grand opening? We've been waiting for this day to come, and it has finally been announced. If you haven't heard, the grand opening of the Vegas-style retail sportsbook at Potawatomi Casino Hotel is May 3rd. And to say we're excited might be an understatement. Sarah Neubauer from Potawatomi Casino Hotel is here with us and has even more to share. Hey, Sarah.
Hey, how's it going? Yes, we have even more to share for sure. Our poker room is also opening May 3rd, which will have 14 tables and will be right next to the new sports book. And since we're on the topic of sports, there's a few basketball games coming up this month in March. You definitely want to come out for these games and place your bets.
I can confirm you can still place bets at Potawatomi prior to the grand opening of the sports book on May 3rd, and it is super easy to do. You can stop by a kiosk right off the skywalk or head to the temporary space, which is located next to the marketplace on the casino floor.
Absolutely. And on March 21st, we're so excited to have an Emmy Award-winning sports reporter hanging out at Rock and Brews with us, and it's you.
It is me, and I'm super excited. We will be watching basketball games. We'll be placing some parlays, talking to fans, hanging out, enjoying some great food. Should be a great time.
And we're incredibly grateful for you coming out, so thank you so much. And starting March 21st, we'll be having drink specials at Rock and Brews, at our temporary sportsbook, and at Small Bar. So you can get $15 pitchers of Budweiser, Bud Light, and Michelob Ultra, a bucket of those same beers for $20, or a bucket of seltzers for just $25.
And of course, we can't forget about the playoff payout $100,000 promo.
Yeah, every Thursday in March, we're giving away $100,000 in prizes every Thursday. So you could walk away personally with prizes up to $20,000 in cash. So play your favorite slots and earn entries with your club card. And don't forget, it's anyone's game.
It is a very exciting time at the Potawatomi Casino Hotel. Where can everybody learn more information?
PaysBig.com.
PaysBig.com.
This is Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
But she doesn't know. Every now and then, I got the blammer coming up and I'll let you use my tractor for 2 of the blue things. Which I think's a pretty good deal. Which gets me in trouble.
You got a Viagra ring?
Yeah. On 94.5 ESPN.
To say, put the past away. Wish you would step back from that ledge, my friend.
Coming up on Week in Reach You, I'm just looking at the questions, and it does feel like Chewy might actually do really well on these. I'm feeling very optimistic about Week in Reach You.
I mean, you've been here enough Fridays now. College football season's been over long enough. Yeah. You've heard him participate in Week in Reach You. What makes you think he's going to do well?
I think these questions are easy-ish. Yeah, I think he'll do well. Let's see. I mean, we got a couple of minutes here before we get to We Can Reach You. Have you guys tried Celsius energy drink yet? If you haven't, can I tell you all about it? It's the clean energy drink that you need, that I need to stay active and energized all day long. I have told you, Celsius energy drink is what helps me get through my long days when I've got stuff in the morning and stuff in the evening, like yesterday. You know, I got the show in the morning and then I got the market radio show in the evening, and my son has a friend over, so I got to make sure I'm staying awake to watch any potential stuff that might be happening. Him and his pal. She's a girl. I just want to put that out there and make sure we're clear on that. Anyway, Celsius is what gets me through the day. You can find Celsius at Pick and Save or online at Amazon. Stay active and energized all day long with Celsius Essential Energy Drinks. You don't feel confident? Did you look at the questions?
Yeah, I look at the questions every week. In the weeks where I'm like, oh, he's going to do well, then he ends up getting one right.
Oh, well, see, I didn't know that. I didn't know that when you think he's going to do well, he doesn't do well.
Well, I mean, I guess we've just been doing this long enough where I never know what to expect.
Where is the big guy? I can't even see him.
I think he thought we were going to break here quickly because he stepped away. So I think he heard the live read and was like, oh, that's my cue. Go check out the pier or something.
Just left.
Yeah.
You never know what he's doing on a Friday.
Okay.
Yeah, it's Friday energy.
I thought you were going to be the one with senioritis.
I am, man. I am so ready to check out.
But ever since he turned 55, he's the actual senior on the show. So
it's just a constant fight.
It's always has
you
senioritis.
And I, Jen.
All right.
Gotta carry it.
Let's take a quick break here on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy. Come back and do We Can Reach You right after this.
Jen, Gabe, and Chewy continues next on 94.5 ESPN.
We do have a clear ride across the entire area right now. No major problems and no major delays, so everything is looking pretty good. Traffic is brought to you by the Fifth Third Bank. Custom solutions built around your goals. Member FDIC. And check out the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast today. Rainy, breezy, a high of 43 tonight. Rain ending with a mix to the north of Milwaukee. Breezy, a low of 34. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga, 94.5 ESPN.
Here in Wisconsin, one name is synonymous with fantastic frozen pizza, Palermo's. For almost 60 years, Palermo's has focused on feeding Wisconsin families. And though Palermo's has grown a lot since 1964, they're still family-owned. They're still proud to call Milwaukee home. And they're still committed to making the best frozen pizza possible. From their new and improved rising crust pizzas to their guilt-free Primo thin pies, Palermo's has a delicious slice for every appetite. Find Palermo's in your local grocer's freezer food aisle. Palermo's. Flavor is our family's business.
I lock up my Old Spice Fiji aluminum-free dry spray to keep that 24/7 lasting freshness safe for myself. Fresh coconuts, palm trees in the wind. It's like catching waves in Fiji. Actually, I just talked myself into a refreshing spritz of Fiji. My Old Spice is missing! No!
eBay Motors is here for the ride. 120,000 miles of night drives, daily commutes, and who knows how many.
Are we there yet?
Through countless fixes, elbow grease, and a new radiator, you kept your ride alive. With eBay Motors, you have over 122 million parts to keep it running. And with eBay Guaranteed Fit, they'll be the perfect fit every time. Plus, at these prices, well, we're burning rubber, not cash. Keep your ride or die alive at ebaymotors.com. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
Getting quality employees to fill positions in your company is essential, but finding those people can be a major hassle, unless you use ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter makes finding quality people a breeze. And right now you can try it for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. With ZipRecruiter, one click sends your job to hundreds of top job sites. But more than that, ZipRecruiter's advanced technology identifies the candidates with the skills you need, sends you a list of great matches to review, then actively invites them to apply for your job. And the results speak for themselves. 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. That's right, the first day. Now you can focus on your business and let ZipRecruiter do the work finding the best people for you. See for yourself. Experience the ease, efficiency, and power of ZipRecruiter for free. Just go to ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Milwaukee, it's time to lace up those shoes for the 12th annual Lucky Leprechauns 7K, hosted by Leff's Lucky Town on Saturday, March 9th, benefiting the MAC Fund, Midwest Athletes Against Childhood Cancer. Register now and experience the excitement. Participants get 2 free beers, a stylish race shirt, and a blingy medal to show off. Stick around for the post-race party where you can roast marshmallows, enjoy Tito's ice shots for charity, listen to live music, and much more. Register now at LuckyLeprechaunRun.com and be part of Milwaukee's biggest St. Patty's weekend celebration.
This is Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
Did you know that fact, though?
No, I didn't.
You didn't know that fact?
Is that just
No.
a fact, Brig?
Yeah. I mean, that's what Chewy does. Chewy knows the most facts of anyone on the show.
He also knows the most fiction.
On 94.5 ESPN.
Back here on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy, I guess we're about to find out if I am right. I think Chewy's going to do well on these questions. But Gabe said that when he has thought that Chewy will do well, he has inevitably fallen on his face. Let's get to We Can Reach You.
Think you know the show better than the average ESPN Milwaukee fan? Now's your chance to prove it. It's time to play the Week in Reach You.
How do you feel this week about
Like
this
crap.
game? Okay, so Chewy's not feeling confident. I got 5 questions reviewing some of the things that Chewy has said and done on the show throughout the course of the week. We ask him about his own actions to see if he can remember them. If he gets 3 right, he wins. If he gets 3 wrong, he loses. Are you ready for question number 1?
Yes.
What did Jen say that elicited this reaction? My understanding, you don't want it to.
No.
That's uncomfortable.
Teeth are bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, we don't like that. It had something to do with a sack.
Play it again.
My understanding, you don't want it to.
No.
That's uncomfortable.
Teeth are bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, we don't like that. It was biting balls. I wish we had the clip of that. What she said was far more interesting than what I said.
Yeah, that gives away what we were talking about, though.
Yeah. We were asking basically what she had said.
Okay.
Didn't want to give you the answer in the audio.
Jen,
clip.
do you remember what you said?
Yeah, we were talking about the toothbrushes and how there are these toothbrushes that have a tiny ball of toothpaste in the
yes.
middle, and you bite the ball, and the toothpaste explodes in your mouth.
Okay, thank you for that
You're welcome.
explanation.
Number 2.
What were you trying to prove when you said this?
I had sex last night.
Hell yeah, brother.
That I'm a man?
Can we play it again?
What was I
Because
trying-
Josh doesn't miss a beat with his response, and that's my favorite part of this whole thing.
I had sex last night.
Hell yeah, brother.
Which,
What
by
was-
the
I
way,
have-
okay.
I have no idea what I was trying to explain.
See, I thought he would get that one.
Yeah, see, this is the problem. You were trying to prove that you were still an athlete. You were still an athlete.
Yeah,
close.
you're gonna regret that one. By the way, speaking of Joshy's like perfect comedic timing, the other day when we were talking about how you miraculously went from one roommate to the other with no issues, apparently, Joshy immediately goes, "Gabe, you dirty dog!" That was amazing. So, yeah, keep it up. Keep up the good work back there,
Do
big
my
guy.
best.
Unfortunately, right now, Chew, you're not doing your best work. You are 1-1. Pivotal question always is game number 3. Who did Shefty say was traded that tricked you, but also Jen?
What? It's not
You
on
didn't hear that?
No.
No?
Fields.
Justin Fields. Shefty tricked both Jen and Chewy.
Well, listen. I stared at that screen. We've got a screen over here where we can see the folks that we have on our show, and I'm looking at Shefty like
He sold it really
he
good.
did. And I was like, is he going to smirk? Is he going to laugh? Is he going to like tip off that he's joking here? So I will admit that I was like shocked. But good job, Chew. Now you're 2-1.
All right, you just got to get one of the next 2. Shouldn't be all that hard. Question 4 begins with the audio clip.
Because I think they're going to go O-line.
And what the?
Flip flopper.
Name all the positions you said the Packers would draft in the first round in a half hour of yesterday's show.
Safety, D-line, linebacker.
He's right. He had safety
O-line.
as well. The last one he said was safety before we went to break.
Did I get him?
You got them all.
Nice.
Got it. I thought there was no way.
Got them all. All right, I think the last one's a layup, so you can try to run up the score here.
Okay.
Who would be the worst because he wouldn't shut up?
No,
he would be the worst because he wouldn't shut up.
Evan Cohen. And he texted me yesterday. He texted me yesterday because he's sensitive, right? And I'm like, Adam, it's just show stuff, okay?
Adam.
I wasn't
So you call him by the wrong name?
No wonder he was sensitive.
What's his name? Evan? Evan.
That's it. There we go.
Evan.
So you just had a tough day yesterday with people being overly sensitive, huh? Between Evan apparently reacting to
Well,
that.
I mean, in fairness to Evan,
car
he did
wash
say
guy.
he would be the worst.
You went hard to the hole.
But he agreed.
Unprompted, decided to throw Evan Cohen, who's one of our bosses, by the way, under the bus.
I did, but I made him feel good because I said I'd be terrible because I'd be very gassy.
Well, and you
he
don't want
laughed.
Chewy as your. We didn't mention this yesterday when we were going through who would be the best for road trips. You don't want Chewy to be your, the co-pilot for the road trip, because if you're going somewhere south and you want to go to Buc-ee's, you can't.
Because Angie's not
Yeah.
there.
Oh, I'd eat that brisket right in his face.
Oh, he can't eat it because she's not there. You guys made a pact.
But no one would want to sit behind me
Who wants to
as the third person.
Well, I don't think anybody would just wants to sit around you. I think.
No. I'm saying because my seat's going all the way back.
Yeah, but I have a question.
If I'm
When
riding shotgun.
I've worked with you now for 4 years here in the studio. I don't think you're gassy. Like, I've never been like, oh my God, Chew farted again.
No,
Well,
there's just certain food.
It's because we're around him when he doesn't eat. He famously doesn't really eat anything in the morning, so maybe
Yes.
later in the afternoon.
Got that all out at night.
Since we're talking about the road trip, we went pretty hard to the hole on Ben Brust yesterday. We said that we didn't want him to be. I said lack of self-awareness and all of that. We were not the harshest critic of Ben Brust as a road trip partner. Take a listen to KBN yesterday.
Josh DiMaggio, producer of Jen, Gabe, and Chewy, hit it. Ben's going to be hurt by this. He's a road trip guy. I love taking road trips. I'll be the driver. I'll sit the passenger. I'll provide a phone that has a big screen that we can watch TV together if you're into that sort of thing. If you want to listen
Can we
to
pause
music,
it for a second?
we can
before
do
get
whatever
to
you
that?
want.
No, just pause it for a second. If the other person is driving, you don't want to be providing them with a large screen to watch movies because that is distracting from the driving.
I'm pretty sure it's illegal.
I know that.
Yes.
That was one of the things he tried to do to defend himself.
All right, go ahead, continue.
Which
Clearly watches TV and drive.
Yeah.
We figured that out.
Nobody wants a beggar and pleader. Stop. Get up off your knees and stop begging for somebody to choose you. Pick me.
was sad.
They said what they said.
About that.
No, they were spot on. What did I say? I didn't even hear the audio until now. And I said, listen, I'll be quiet. I'll listen. I know how to read a room. And they said that Ben doesn't know how to read a room. That is factual. What do you
mean I don't know how to read a room?
You'll be in
Give
the
me
car.
some examples.
You'll be in the car. Instead of being in the car and just chilling and just going with the flow, you will be asking questions like, oh, we're going to stop somewhere and we're going to do this.
I don't want to stop.
Or, hey, let's listen to this music. You'll be moving seats back. You'll be turning the AC on. You'll be putting down your window, rolling down other people's windows. Hey, I'm a little hot back here. You will have too many complaints and too many needs. You'd be like, Doug, chill, bro. Just, can you relax? Can you relax?
Yo, hang on, Brad. 1 second. I got some. I mean, did you just listen to that, Brad? Kyle just literally just took me out.
Oh, I did?
Yeah, I mean, you were worse than Jen, Gabe, and Chewy. I do a show with you, and you just treated me like I was dirt.
Oh, I'm sorry.
That felt personal.
That was over the top.
That was next
I was like, when's he
level.
going to stop?
Yo, that energy was whoa.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was just being honest.
I'm sorry. I'm just being honest. I thought this was space I could be honest. I guess I'm not.
It's very much the trust tree, right? It's Frank talking about the woman with the underwear, right? As they're sitting on the therapist couch. He's like, what? We're not in the tree? I thought we were in the nest. That's exactly what happened to Kyle yesterday on KBN. But I'm glad he saw our point. I'm glad he agreed with us. Ben's got a little ADD, right? And in the car, you gotta you gotta control the vibes, right? You gotta control the tone, because a road trip, as fun as it can be, it can also be very stressful. And you start letting those anxiety levels creep up, well, it becomes very long and very torturous very fast. So I think you'd have to have a stern talking to with Ben Brust.
But obviously, you can't be honest with him either.
This is tough.
So, Chewy, on your sensitive power rankings, we got Evan, we got the car wash guy. Where are we throwing old Benny Brust?
He's in there too. Of the day, Evan, probably because I didn't expect it. Do we all agree Evan is sensitive or defensive? Is defensive a better word? Because we've had these production meetings and said things, and he jumps us immediately.
If you think I am throwing you a life vest.
Gabe, help.
Not a chance, bud.
So how would you rank him?
Now that I know that he listens unprompted, because I didn't send him you taking him out. I was doing you a favor, doing you a solid. My lips are sealed, Buster.
Would Homer be sensitive or no? Would Homer agree?
I know. Has he been sensitive about anything in the history of ever?
Homer? No, not that I'm aware of. No.
Yeah.
No, he had once somebody, because he was talking about Hank the dog and how he wanted Hank the dog to be in the Brewers' Wall of Honor or whatever. Somebody tweeted at him, bleep you and the dog. And he just found that hilarious.
What did Bud Selig call him?
Demented moron.
I love the word moron. It is just, it's a great word.
And Homer's favorite part about that is, well, it's not enough that I'm a moron. I have to be a demented moron.
But moron's not better than bozo. Joshy uses bozo.
Yeah, he does.
And
Joshy does.
it's strong.
Because it's also the way he delivers it that just really throws bozo over the top. You know,
what's worse, though, of the three? Idiot? I think idiot is the worst. If you're an idiot.
I don't think you can deliver idiot with the same oomph that you can deliver bozo and moron.
It might be.
It is. I think it is. It's the third syllable in idiot. Because when Joshy says bozo and he says, you bozo, and he gets that.
Yeah, he's the way he can just nail the beat.
It's like a figurative punch.
Yeah, but there's something enduring about both of those words, though.
Moron and bozo?
Yeah.
Wait.
Idiot, no.
Is that because your wife calls you those things so often that you've deemed them a term of endearment?
Possibly.
How many shoes are you going to order, you bozo?
Is that a word?
What?
Bozo?
B-O-Z-O?
Yeah, bozo the clown.
No, like ain't a word.
Well, it is in the dictionary now.
Well, now it is, but I don't think bozo's a word.
We wore him down.
I think it's a clown.
Should I look for the origin of bozo? Is it the clown?
I was assuming it's the clown
Yes.
to know what the origin of bozo is. You're telling me that dude in Chicago with the red hair and
Gacy?
the white face. No, not the serial killer. There was actually a show based out of Chicago. Bozo the Clown. I thought it was syndicated.
Oh, I didn't know it was out of Chicago. I mean, put it this way, Jen. When you think clown in Chicago, you think of Gacy.
I don't.
I do.
Don't?
Got to be honest. Clown Chicago, I immediately.
Just so you know, and to be fair, if we're going clown references, boom, right to the top.
Yeah.
It's the clown.
Yeah, the Chicago, the directional is what made me.
Oh.
Yes.
Chicago clown makes you think Gacy.
I guarantee you Google it, Chicago clown. You bet Gacy comes up first?
This is such a Friday show. I love it.
How do you spell Chicago?
Chicago clown.
How do you spell Chicago?
Come on, buddy.
I got the results here.
I was so excited for you. You won Rechew. You rolled, and now you're asking us.
Number two, Wikipedia. John Wayne Gacy.
What's number one?
Number one is an ad for where you can hire clowns.
Oh, in Chicago?
Yeah.
Okay.
Is that Gig Salad? I got Gig Salad.
Yes.
Okay.
Free ad to Gig Salad.
I think we should put that on the poll, honestly. When you think of Chicago plus clown, do you think of Bozo the Clown or John Wayne Gacy?
I
had no
John
idea
Wayne
that
Gacy.
Bozo the Clown was syndicated
I had
out of
no
Chicago.
idea.
It must be because
Yes.
I'm from Northern Illinois.
Yeah.
I had friends who were on the Bozo show. who go play Bozo Buckets. I have friends who have videos of them playing Bozo Buckets on the show. Because, you'd go down there. It was like when Oprah was based in Chicago.
Yeah.
You had days where people would just take off school and go to the Oprah show with their moms.
So Bozo originated in the 20s. Nobody knows where. It was seemingly just a slang term that was invented. And I'm looking here at the Google Trends for Bozo. In 2007, Bozo saw a skyrocket in use. And I can't figure out what happened in 2007 to make Bozo, like, I imagine it's something like political?
Or maybe it was like on The Sopranos or something, which was one of the top shows, and there was a scene where one of the guys called somebody else a bozo.
Bozo had a just giant resurgence in 2007, the most ever in history.
Seinfeld?
We could Google search Seinfeld plus bozo and see if there was any mention of bozo in Seinfeld.
Well, there was.
Yeah, there is.
Yeah.
When George, there's a fire in the kitchen, and he used Eric the clown's shoe to put it out.
And Eric had never heard of bozo.
Yes. That could be it.
But that was 2007. Like, Seinfeld was done by 1998.
It was?
Yeah.
I didn't know that. It's lived in syndication for so long.
Yeah, I know. Still going hard.
I would never have been able to tell you what year Seinfeld actually ended. It's good trivia. I'll pack that one away for later. Time to talk about the best purchase I have made recently, which is, of course, my Good Health sauna from Good Health Saunas. I had my eye on it when we went to the state fair. I was walking around. I was doing that thing where you don't want to seem too interested, but you're actually very interested, and they recognize that you're doing the thing. So they pulled me over. They said, hey, what do you want? What are you looking for? I said, better health and wellness. And I had heard that saunas could deliver that. And they said, we got the sauna for you. So they came to my house in October, delivered the sauna. It's been sitting in my basement. I use it 3-4 times a week. I got to tell you, my skin is better. My sleep is better. My recovery after workouts is better. And I have to say it's because of my Good Health sauna. So if you are in the market for better health and wellness, better longevity, you should check out my friends over at Good Health Saunas. Go to their website. It's goodhealthsaunas.com. Plus, you're supporting a local business, Appleton and Waukesha. That's where they're based out of. They have a ton of options. So go to that site, goodhealthsaunas.com. There's information there that can answer all of your questions. And tell them Jen from Jen, Gabe, and Chewy sent you.
More Jen, Gabe, and Chewy coming up on 94.5 ESPN.
The Jen, Gabe, and Chewy podcast is sponsored by Celsius Energy Drink, and I am here to tell you it makes a huge difference in my mornings. With a unique blend of essential energy and key vitamins, Celsius is your partner to an active lifestyle. My favorite, the Peach Vibe. Learn more at Celsius.com and pick up Celsius Energy Drinks today.
Right now, more than 100,000 children waiting in foster care need our help. The Dave Thomas Foundation for Adoption is focused on finding them safe, permanent homes. Learn more at davethomasfoundation.org.
Drivers who switch and save with Progressive could save hundreds, which could be life-changing. I mean, you could put that money towards concert tickets for your daughter to see that singer who sings about painful breakups. And one song will inspire your little beauty to break up with that beast she's dating, Brian. Instead, she'll date someone who's nice and worthy of her love, not someone who addresses you and your spouse as bro. And it's all because you could save money switching at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates, not available in all states.
Individuals and businesses with tax problems, listen carefully. If you owe over $10,000 in back taxes or have unfiled tax returns, U.S. Tax Shield can help you take back control. The IRS can seize your bank accounts, garnish your paycheck, close your business, and file criminal charges. Our team of tax attorneys can stop collections and get you protected. U.S. Tax Shield offers a price protection guaranteed quote to get you protected today. U.S. Tax Shield is A+ rated with the BBB, so call 800-494-6139. U.S. Tax Shield, 800-494-6139.
Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Subscription required. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Hey guys, did you know there's a generic form of Viagra that works just the same, but is 95% cheaper? And you can get it online? Just go to hims.com/joy. Through Hims, you'll get a free medical consultation, discreet shipping if prescribed, a 100% online process, and trusted generic alternatives to the name brands at up to 95% off. That's right. Get generic for Viagra, the same active ingredient as brand name Viagra, but for 95% less. It's the same medication, still prescribed by a licensed medical provider, but with zero copay, no expensive appointments, and no awkward face-to-face conversations. To start your free online visit, you need to go to this exclusive address, hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy for your free online visit. HIMS.com/JOY.
The Bucks Bar Network, presented by Michelob Ultra and Valley Sports Wisconsin, boasts the best spots to cheer on the Deer when you're not at Fiserv Forum. With official Bucks Bar Network locations throughout the entire state, you can catch every single game. Pair the edge of your seat action, freakish plays, and championship caliber Bucks basketball with a Michelob Ultra. Visit bucks.com/bars to find the Bucks Bar Network location near you.
My house has a new glow. I love my windows. Universal Windows Direct.
Hey, it's Kyle Walls, and right now, schedule your free in-home estimate, and for every 2 windows you buy, you get the next 2 free, plus a free upgrade to triple pane glass, and they'll double your energy tax credit. Restrictions apply. You'll be saying, I love my windows.
I love my windows. They've got that brand new home effect. Universal Windows Direct.
Hey, this is Brad Nortman, here to tell you about my friends at Bank 5-9. Everywhere I go throughout the area, I see Bank 5-9, and it's no wonder why. Not only do they have 14 branch locations, but their employees spend nearly 9,000 hours each year volunteering in the communities that they serve. That's on top of the financial support that they provide to several hundred nonprofits right here in southeastern Wisconsin. If you're looking for a true local community bank, check them out today at bank59.com. Member FDIC.
It's Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
All right?
Yeah.
Kind of like a, oof, like just instead of a, huh.
Yeah. But that's all part of
You know
taking the
what I'm
training
talking
law.
about.
I do, but it's just such funny noises.
Did this get sexual or something? I don't know about it. What the hell just happened?
On 94.5 ESPN.
It doesn't matter what age you are, low testosterone can be an issue with any guy. That's where Mentality comes in. Local healthcare facility specifically dedicated to helping men feel and perform at their very best. Low testosterone can be an issue, as I mentioned, for anyone. Maybe you're tired, groggy, just don't feel like yourself. It could be signs of low testosterone, and it's easy to find out if it is. It's how I found out I had low testosterone. Went to Mentality, went through the process, did a blood panel. Results came back to me within a week. And I found out, well, my testosterone levels are low. Okay, how do we fix this? I am now in a customized testosterone treatment plan to give me the energy, to make sure that I'm able to attack my days the way that I'm used to. So go to lowtusa.com. Mentality allows treatment to fit into every guy's lifestyle. Learn more. lowtusa.com.
There is nothing better than sending you off into the weekend with this tune.
I love it.
Makes me happy every single Friday. Lots of reaction rolling in. On the ESPN Milwaukee talk and text line, throwing out a good Neanderthal as an insult, says Colin in the 414. Neanderthal. Now that's a lot of syllables.
But it gives the Neanderthal to make fun of you for being too smart and using a big word like Neanderthal.
So you don't like it. You're out on Neanderthal.
Kind of opens yourself up.
Idiot is better if you whisper it, says Ron in the key.
Hey, you're an idiot.
You're an idiot. You moron.
Idiot. Do you hit the front or the back on the idiot?
No, I think you go hard to the hole right out of the gate.
Yeah, I think you got to hit the eye hard.
Idiot.
Yeah, idiot. Let's see. The person, Jared, says, gonna be honest, when I think of Chicago plus clowns, I think of the Bears.
That's fair. Very fair. Speaking of Neanderthals.
We should put that on the poll.
Buffoon franchise.
Just for fun, Joshy, when we put it on the poll and we say, when you think of Chicago plus... Darn it! You put Bozo and John Wayne Gacy?
Yeah.
I do think we should bring it back in and add Chicago Bears, so just to see, for scientific purposes, right? For research purposes, just to see how many votes that would get.
Early results are showing that people think about Bozo the Clown more than I thought.
Really?
Really?
Huh. That's where my brain went. Hey, why do I smell onions?
Me too.
Is it Dog City?
Getting the onions ready for
I don't
lunch
know.
rush? I don't know. I'm with you.
8:57.
I don't know where the onions are coming
It
from.
smells like Wrigley Field all of a sudden.
Hot dog.
Get your hot dogs. Thanks for hanging out with Jen, Gabe, and Chewy this this week. Will Diatash is next. Gabe is in Vegas. Adios, pal. Assuming the pink guy doesn't get ya. Later.
Eastbound on 94 and westbound, both looking good. We got a little bit of building volume, but overall, no delays around the area. No incidents really up on the list either, so everything seems to be rolling along fine. Traffic is brought to you by the Neal Group. They know how to minimize your taxes to keep more money in your pocket. Visit nealgroup.net. That's NEAL group.net. And check out the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast today. Rainy and breezy, a high of 43 tonight. Rain ending with a mix to the north of Milwaukee.